Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking in. This is episode 4 of American Horror Story Freak Show. Now, we're finishing up with Halloween and all of what's going on for Halloween. So this is it. We start right in with the Edward Mordrake storyline. I loved this storyline. I thought it was so interesting. And I'm not going to go back through the whole thing. You have to go back and watch the review from episode 3 if you missed it. So we're going to just continue on. Here, he's going around the camp and he is trying to see who is the person that the evil head is actually picking. So in the midst of this, we're actually picking up the background story of a lot of the actual characters and a lot of the freaks that are actually at the camp. So we have the woman who had the legless woman. We found out that she basically lost her legs at the age of 2. Her parents just put her in a basket and left her. Just fucking left her. Just rude. And you know, they used to do a lot of that back in the day. Just left her. She learned to fend for herself. She went to she was in like an orphanage or a shelter type of situation for a while. Then she ended up going out and she was really homeless. She learned about the street performers and things like that. She was very jealous of this guy. He was a dancer and he always would make money, you know, and the thing, she couldn't really do anything. She didn't know what type of performance that she would be able to do. So, you know, she was really jealous of him. And she literally, one night, you know, the green got her, that envious green, overtook her and she basically shanked him, you know, in his leg, and he bled out. She actually had killed him. And, you know, she continued on running, you know, on the run, and she was basically really homeless. And that was just like her darkest time. They basically, Edward Mordrake said, no, you're not the one. It wasn't her. Because it's basically looking for a person that really has it's a black heart or a black part of their soul is the issue. Then we run into the guy who has the seal arms. They're really, really short, and they are reminiscent of a seal's. I don't even know if they're, we would call them arms or legs, but that's what it was. He basically drinks to numb his pain, and he wallows in self-pity because he does have a movie star's face. He's a very attractive man, but that body just, you know, so he literally wallows in self-pity. He wasn't the one either. The twins, you know, with the ponytails, the bald head, the ponytails, it wasn't them. They are just, they're pure and they're innocent and they're childlike. They've done nothing to anyone. They literally were born freaks, and their mindset, they're like autistic children. They basically, they're pure. They're pure. They're definitely not the ones. So he moved on from them, and then we get to Elsa. Well, we all kind of knew old black-hearted motherfucking Elsa is that bitch, okay? We did get her background story, which is what we've been waiting on since the program started. 1932 in Germany, Fräulein Elsa was basically, she was a whore, for lack of better words. She was a torturous madam, and she did a lot of S&M and things of that nature. Of course, you know, with American Horror Story, they just took it so far over. Her outfit on her one thing, flawless. Flawless. This bitch had gorgeous legs with thigh-high leather boots with leather gloves and a leather corset with this flared black skirt, short black skirt with a piece of lace over top of the bodice. Sharp. It was sharp. It really was. You know, I get into all that. She was sharp. She was. And when I say she was stepping in her baby, she was giving you legs with the fierce goddamn high heel boot. She was turning these boots out, okay? And they were really focusing on the fact that she really did have beautiful legs. And they were her own legs at this point, okay? So back in 32, she actually did have legs. She wasn't born that way. She was a man-made freak, basically. Okay? She always still had that thing that she wanted to be a star. That's her thing. I want to be a star. I said she was a madam because she would never let her clients touch her. You know, she did a lot of the S&M. She had this guy tied, you know, had a choker on him and had him walking as a dog and this, that, thing, and the other. And then she told, you want to go to the bathroom? And he goes to the toilet and he's standing up. She's like, no, you don't go to the bathroom like a man. You go to the bathroom like a dog. And there were nails all around the seat. She had him sit down on these nails, and he told her, thank you, thank you, mistress, this, that, thing, and the other. A mess. A whole mess. But, she's perfect for that because she's dark. The bitch she's dark. She's a dark, but the bitch was sharp back then. They had her painted so fiercely, and her hair was straight, and she looked younger. She was fierce. She was fierce. She was a fierce-ass mistress. She really was. And platinum blonde. Turning it out. But anyway. So, she started getting some clients, and then, we're bringing film into it. This is why she plays a little game with the film projector. So, black and white, she was doing scenes. There were some really well-to-do clients that would come through, and they would bring a person. She's basically shooting porn. That's what she was doing. And, she'd make different arrangements when it had to do with being on film, because she really felt like a star, so she'd go on and let them have her, Well, they drugged her. This particular group, they drugged her, and she's waiting on a co-star. She says, where's my partner? Where's my partner? Partner never comes. They chain her to the bed. Here it is. She got herself caught into a fluff film. A snuff film. Sorry, they were called snuff films. And I've actually heard of this, in recent years, where this was really big. Those snuff films were big in, I want to say the 90s. In the 90s, and then there was another resurgence of them in the early 2000s, but it was a thing of the mid-90s. Snuff film, they basically were killing people, and they're filming it. And this shit really did used to go on. And I'm sure it still does go on. This black market, black market, you go under the fucking jail. They find you doing these movies or even having these movies. It's worse than child pornography. You be held to the furthest extent of the law. But anyway, she basically found herself caught up in a snuff film. And they basically filmed. They cut her legs off is what they did. And they left her there to bleed out and die. Well, the thing was, there was a soldier, a German soldier that just was in love with her. And you would have that as well, when you have a whore. There generally is a man that just loves the bitch. No matter how dark her soul is, he loves her. He used to follow her everywhere. As soon as the people left, he ran and he actually saved her. From that time till this, she's always been angry at the fact that he saved her because she'd have just rather died. Because she thought her legs were her best asset. And she really felt like her career was over. So, at this time, Edward Moore Drake is saying she is the one, the fact, and he told her, because first she kept trying to, she's so delusional. She kept trying to, use her feminine wiles. And he's telling her, I am so far removed from that. I'm not that type of, I'm not a man anymore. I'm that, none of that works on me. I see you. And she's trying to tell him parts of the stories. He's like, bitch, if you don't get down to what I asked you about, bitch, because I already know that you done some shit. You are not good, bitch. And he told her, you're the worst kind of freak that there is because you sit around and pretend that you're not a freak. He said you're just literally wallowing in your delusional ignorance. I said, I like that Edward Moore Drake. I like the way he talks. He's just, I'm just saying. So, that's right up my alley. So he basically went through all that with her. And he figured out she was the one that was going to be sacrificed. He had the knife all ready to jag her up. And he heard music. And he's like, who is this? You hear music? It distracted him from Elsa. The music came from out in the woods. the damn clown and that damn squarehead goddamn dandy were out there performing. They had brought the kids out onto the grass. They got them all tied up. In the beginning of the program, we see Jimmy and, oh, I can't think of her name, but the new girl, the fortune teller. They are out there, and remember, she was making a phone call, and they were trying to make it back to the camp. Well, the bike ran out of gas, so they have to stay off of the road because of the curfew, and they were like kind of hiding, like walking in the shadows and, close to the road. And the girl that got snatched originally was talking with the boy, the little boy that was playing the clown and dragged little Jesse's brother. And she told him, help me get this knot loose. She got the knot loose. When the clown came in, she bust past the clown and ran. And I guess she figured I'd get out of here and I could get everybody to come back, somebody to come back, whatever. But she ran. The clown had chased her up onto the road. Jimmy and the fortune teller girl actually see him knock her out and drag her back. Jimmy is going to follow, so I'm going to see if I can help her, and the girl went on with Jimmy. She's like, you ain't leaving my ass out here. So they go down there. Meanwhile, they did a good job of following the clown back to where he was, to his camper. Ends up that goddamn dandy came and bammed them too. So when you look up again, they're actually tied up. He has the girl, the fortune teller girl, in a box, dandy, with his bullshit. And the clown is giving the kids, come on, and trying to, it's like trying to entertain them. So in the midst of all of this, Jimmy's over there, and they got Jimmy tied up, but that's not going to take too long with Jimmy and them claws. So he's trying to cut the girl in half. I want to see how this works, that damn crazy-ass dandy. Jimmy breaks free, knocks the fucking shit out of Dandy. I loved it because I can't stand Dandy. And I love Jimmy. He busted him up, knocked his ass down, got the girl out of the box. They told all the kids to run. So all the kids got a fresh start. Them motherfuckers was hauling ass. They all ran. All the kids got away because the clown and Jimmy got the tussling. All the kids got away. Dandy's trying to chase them. They got a good start on Dandy. And then the girl told Dandy, come hurry up and try to find me, you freak. And she went the opposite way of the kids. And Dandy tripped over a rock or whatever. She got away. The kids got away. But now we got Jimmy. Jimmy is in the trailer. And the damn clown got these damn scissors getting ready to do my Jimmy in. And then you see the green smog, baby. And I was like, come on with it. Come on, Edward. So Edward came and stopped all that little business and brought the clown on out. The clown came outside of the trailer. He's out there talking to the clown. So now, this is another thing we've been waiting. So now we're going to get the background story of the clown and what's really going on with this clown. And Jimmy basically is being quiet and really looking outside of the trailer, just watching what's going on. So Edward Mardrake he's telling him, you take off the mask, and he told him, if I have to ask you again to take that mask off, it's not going to be the nice way that I asked the first time. So the clown takes the mask off, and he's looking a fucking mess. His teeth is just all fucked up. Everything's all scarred. He looked a fucking mess. But anyway, the clown's like, and he's like, no, slow down, and then I'll be able to understand you. So he actually slowed him down, and Edward, got it to where he could talk and we could actually understand. So what ended up happening with the clown, and this did make me feel a little different about the clown, because I hate that clown because it's so fucking creepy. But the clown, back in 1943, he was a regular clown. He just was a regular clown. He basically was a child who was, I don't want to say he was autistic. It literally turns out that his mother literally did drop him on his head a few times, so he was slow. Okay, so he had a delay, but he loved kids. Okay, so he was a good clown. He was in a circus. Now, he did not like the freaks. He had his own little prejudice about the freaks. He didn't care for the freaks. And he really didn't like dwarves. There were dwarves, and the dwarves were mean. And, you know, dwarves actually do have a reputation for being mean. So, these dwarves, they wanted his job. They see that he was like an attraction with the kids, and they wanted his job. So what they did, they got this whole thing going. They got him one night, got him out there. And again, I told you he was a little slow, so they could sway him a little bit. And they basically accused him of molestation. And said that he was molesting the kids, and that the authorities knew, and he was going to be come out, you know, they were going to be coming out to get him, and that he needed to run. And they literally convinced him into running and leaving the circus. All because they wanted the fame that he had, because the kids really did like him. He went on and he ran away. He talked about how word will travel through the circus circuit very fast. He could not get work at all. So he basically made his way back home to that trailer. Found out once he got home, his mother was dead. She had passed on. So he basically just out there, and he's just trying to get something and trying to do something to make himself relevant. And it just wasn't working. And at the time, he's losing time. He's getting older. His costume, he's unkept. His costume's dirty. He goes to this toy store. Shit was just fucked up. You know, shit was fucked up. And you're now looking kind of scary to people. And this is what he got when he got to this toy store. He's kind of trying to take old toys and fix them and said, isn't this, I know what kids like this, that, thing, and the other. But now you have this freakish look. People are getting scared of you. And then remember, he's so tall and he bumbles and, you know, he's a little slow. So he's very off-putting. So none of that was working. And the man in the store was telling him, you know, you got to go because there's a little boy in there. He's scaring the little boy. And he was very misunderstood is what happened. With the misunderstanding, he became very angry. Okay, so this is what's going on with the clown. So I'm softening up on the clown. The whole time I'm watching, it's like, oh my God. He literally was a good clown. And then at a point, nobody was listening. You know, it's like a rumor. You know, rumors can get so out of hand that you're just stuck with whatever the rumor is and nobody's listening anymore. So I understand that. So I felt really bad for the clown. So he literally goes at this point and tries to kill himself. He puts a shotgun in his mouth, shoots himself. Didn't even do that. It was a failed attempt. So, you know, he just done. He's like, you know, this is it. I'm so stupid that I can't even kill myself right. You know, and all of this. And it just added to his confusion, and it added to his, you know, all of his just everything, all the misunderstanding. And it was just a terrible life, basically. So then he goes and he's going to try this again. So he has this little scary face. You know, boy, he had his mouth wrapped because his teeth and all that shit was all fucked up and everything was all swollen. So he puts like paper and he draws over that, and then he ended up finding that mask and all that. So still, just looking horrible. He don't know how to do nothing else. And then he explains what he did. And he's telling Edward Mordred, you know, I saved the kids. I saved the kids from the freaks. The freaks are mean. The freaks are not for the kids. I saved the kids. And you've seen him. He had did this before at a circus where he had kidnapped all these kids. Had all these kids kidnapped and in this trailer locked all up. And he comes back and he does little acts and tries to entertain them. And he said, I got all the kids. I saved the kids. And then I got them a babysitter, which was the girl he had, I don't know what happened to the first set of kids he had. Probably went, you know, because he got that crazy shit. There's a little duality going on too, you know, with all the crazy and all the time that went by. But he had the kids, so he had the little boy. Then he said, I went and I got him a pretty babysitter. That was the girl that he kidnapped. I don't know what he was going to do with the boy. That was all another thing. Because I don't think he was real happy with him. But anybody else who stood in his way of what his plan was, he killed. And they were adults. Adults were like, they were mean and they made them do chores. And you know, they stood in the way of the fun that children are having during their childhood. He killed them. He would kill them. So Edward Mordrake was like, okay, you are different. You have a darkness in your soul that you don't even know how to really control when you're tapping into it, and when you're not tapping into it, your ass is really gone. You know, because again, he has a child's mind, you know, but that darkness in his soul, that all that killing, that's dark. You know, that's not childlike. That was it. He was the one. Edward Mordrake shanked God knows how he shanked him, and killed his ass. And then when he resurrected with his face back regular and all that. So, you know what? It seemed to be a bad thing, but really Edward Mordrake really freed the clown from his own ugly existence. And I think the clown's going to be a lot more happy walking the dark side with Edward Mordrake and the soldiers. So I felt bad, but the clown still creeps me the hell out. So there. Anyway. So at any rate, go back to I'll just continue. Okay. Dandy ends up coming back and finding the clown dead. Now, Jimmy's still in the trailer because Jimmy seen the whole Edward Mordrake thing. He saw all of it. And he was just quiet, you know. He seen it go down. Jimmy comes back. Dandy. Dandy comes back without everybody, and he sees that the clown is dead. He takes the clown's mask and puts it on his face. And I knew then, I said, we're getting ready to have a fucking problem with Dandy, because now he has the balls to maybe commit some of this stuff that he wants to do, that where his disconnect is. I think he took on, because he really did look up to the clown, you know. So I said, this is not going to be good. So anyway, we're waiting, and you see he ends up running on off. Jimmy stayed hiding. We heard sirens, so that's what made him leave. Okay, so the next thing we see, the cops have come. They're interviewing Jimmy. They're interviewing the fortune-telling girl, because she did get to get the cops and all that. All the kids got returned and all of this. So now Jimmy is basically really he was a hero for the most part. So the next part we see the whole town come out, and they are saying, I want to shake your hand. We want to know you. We want to know what's going on. You have saved our town. You saved our children. They were, they did things the way that decent folks do. Child, I actually got a little emotional there. But they came out. Then they all bought tickets so they could come back that night for the show. So that was that. So, okay. So we switch off from that. And then this is the thing that I could not stand, and I did not want. I knew this was going to happen. Dandy took his old ass back to the house with his newfound balls, goes in there fucking with Patti LaBelle. Now, listen here. And I already told you, I don't care for Dandy all that much. And look, for real, think about this, guys. Charlie's Angel. Don't Dandy look like Creepy Fit Man, like a younger version of Creepy Fit Man? Okay, I just had to get that off my chest. Anyway, so he goes to the house. Patty's telling him, that's that, you tore up all those good things making that outfit, that's all you wanted to make? Just ridiculous. Halloween's over. Take that mess off. Go get dressed and take this tray to your mother. Your mother's tired. She's been up all night wondering about where you were and trying to get you a decent costume and this, that, thing, and the other. So he's standing there and he got the damn clown scissors, and I knew then it was coming, honey. He's standing up there, honey, and Patty's telling him, she's giving him the blues as she always does. And she told him something. He's standing up there looking threatening at her. She gonna say, boy, didn't I tell you I ain't scared of you? You better get out of my face, you maid in the shade, little white boy. Said, ain't nobody afraid of you. Said, You can't do nothing for yourself. You can't even wipe your own ass. I know, because I cleanse your shitty drawers. Well, baby, Patty, you said your last little smart comments, baby, because he gave her and cut her fucking throat and sat there and watched her bleed out. And then started that laughing. I wanted to punch him in the face so bad. I told y'all I was going to be pissed if he killed Patty. I told y'all. I wanted to punch him in the face so bad. I don't like Dandy or his goddamn poop stains. Little bastard. But anyway, so he didn't kill Patty. Okay. The people were planning on going to the freak show over there at the camp. And Elsa approached the twins, the two-headed girls, and told them that they're not the headliner. And they thought that, oh, so now you're going to be the headliner? She's like, no. You're going to be opening up for the Spike Twins and all that. And they're like, what? And she's like, it's a new week. So something different has gone on with Elsa. And I think she's seen some of her ways, you know what I mean? Because she was really supposed to be the one to be going. Had Dandy and the clown not been playing that music, her ass would have been a goner. And she knows that. And the show was sold out. So that's that. And then the last thing we see a car come up. And here it is. It is the partner of the fortune teller, the crystal ball bandit bitch. Her partner. But see, she done fell sweet on Jimmy in the midst of all this, how Jimmy saved everybody. So I don't know what's going to go on with this. Again, it looks like next week's going to be fabulous. So basically, that's it, guys. Like I said, there was a lot to cover. I did it in less than 30 minutes, though. So, love this show. I am so in for this show. I'm really pissed about Patti LaBelle, though. An old nasty, non-butt-wiping goddamn Dandy. I can't wait until we figure out who's going to get him, because he ain't going to be able to make it out of this alive. And if so, baby, they're going to have to write me a part, and I'll go in there and do his ass. Can't stand him. But anyway, so on to next week, guys. Y'all can thumbs up or thumbs down the video. You guys know how that works. And I will see you guys next Wednesday, same place, same time for American Horror Story Freak Show episode 5 next week. All right, guys. See you later. Bye.